Beautiful day, Patriots. How are you? We just went over and we were looking at the good versus evil and how it is biblical and not political. Correct? Just a little bit before 10 o'clock here on the Pacific Coast time. I'm up quite late for me at this point. But I wanted to ask you, do you believe in coincidences? We were just showing a bunch of good versus evil, how they line up. That this is biblical. You ask any QD coder, is it biblical? They'll say yes, of course it is. But if you ask them, is it biblical or political? They might not even know how to answer something like that. Possibly, I don't know. But I know that it's not political, that this is absolutely biblical. And I want to ask you again, good versus evil, those coincidences with Mr. Mike's tweets, do you think those are coincidences? Do you believe in coincidences? And that's why I'm asking you, do you believe it is a coincidence? We know Mr. President Donald Trump had a lawyer that was and has been involved with everything from the beginning. I mean, he was President Trump's lawyer. He was the mayor of New York. And if I would imagine Mr. Rudy Giuliani has something or some sort of insider knowledge in, well, let's just say maybe how things work, correct? Is that safe to say that Mr. Giuliani might know a little bit about President Trump? And we were looking at President Trump's what was he, Secretary of State at the time? He might have some insider knowledge of what's going on different levels. We were just showing his tweets, timing to the cue board. Good versus evil. Do you believe in coincidences? Good will always conquer evil when you know that it's not political. It is biblical. You will be able to see things and hear things, I guess. I don't know. To explain it all right now in a 10-minute video, the way I talk, that'd be crazy. So let's go look at Mr. Rudy Giuliani's Twitter page right now. And we can see at 10 p.m., 10:01 p.m. on the Pacific Coast. I'm on the Pacific Coast. He's got a following count of 371. So, I know. It's just where we started, 371. Do you believe in coincidences? Do you? Is it biblical or political? It's one or the other. If it's not 371, if you don't believe in coincidence, let's mirror it and go to QDOP 173. Just mirror it. And we can see that good will always defeat evil. No rigging, no blackmail this time. Wizards and warlocks. Good will always defeat evil. So timing in between Mr. Mike's tweets with him thanking God and giving God blessings for his gifts, and his first tweet of yesterday, timestamp and gap code went to good versus evil. Let me see if I can remember it off the top of my head. What was it? It was no, I play with a lot of numbers. I'm very tired. It's very late. But it is in the last video. Good will always defeat evil. When your mind's stuck in politics, all you're going to think about, correct me if I'm wrong on this. Correct me if I'm wrong on this, okay? Now, I really want you to just, I know I talk too much and I repeat things and I just keep showing the same thing over and over and over, but I want you to ask yourself this question. Is the whole goal of politics to just beat the other person, just the other party, just the other side, so that they can come back and fight with you again every 4 years? The two-party system. Let's go look back. 2 days. 2. You see that 2? That is not a kill box 2. That's in a parentheses 2. It's different than a kill box 2. Kill boxes within the Q drops are one of the keys of the 43 keys that are confirmed. I would love to show a dozen, possibly even more. And I would like to be able to do it in a venue, in a spot, and talk to intelligent people about this stuff so that it could be realized that it's biblical and not political. There's people out there that have keys that are trying to share it. And there's the big, huge decoder community that keeps telling you the day after, the day after, the day after, day after, hang on, the day after, the day after. Day after for what? Keep waiting for somebody else to do the dirty work? Trust the plan, just hang out and wait? Keep watching the news and retweeting the news? I mean, literally, absolutely literally. And I'm not talking about current events. I'm talking about mind control politics. That's all the Q community does is retweet mind control politic news. Again, prove me wrong. There's so many things going on around the world on so many different levels, and the Q decoders and the Q community wants to keep you into politics only. And since our last Q drop, they've had nothing to do but to sit there and watch MSM and retweet MSM. Why would anybody try to get truth from liars? Again, I thought this was a great quote from me on my last video. I hope I say it many, many more times. I want to ask you this question also. Government has always lied to its people. I don't care who you are and how old you are. You can be 8 or 80, blind, crippled, or crazy. But the one thing that's a fact, since the day you've been born to the day you hear this, your government has lied to you, to your face, in a plethora of ways.
And subjects.
And you know it in your heart. You wouldn't even question that. I don't believe there's anyone in the world that would actually say no. They know it's true, but they still go to the government for their truth. We know our news as a propaganda's arm, 100% of the government. They made it law that they're allowed to use it as propaganda machine. It's actually written in the law, protected. And the Q community goes to the news to retweet politics. One liar telling the other liar that this is all trust the plan. You better find Jesus Christ